Now to your community focus today. Rhode Island plans to lift capacity restrictions by Memorial Day. Certainly good news for businesses headed into summer.
The local hospitality industry was hit hard by the pandemic, and it still has some challenges ahead. Joining us now live via Zoom, Sarah Bratko from the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. Sarah, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
As Brian just mentioned, we're heading towards full reopening by Memorial Day. But some businesses have already been a casualty of the pandemic. Do you think this move is coming too late? And also, what do you say to people who think we might be opening up too soon?
From the very beginning, our main goal was reopening as quickly but as safely as possible. And it's, there's no magic date is when we can say when is the exact right time to reopen. But we believe that Rhode Island's approach, which had a heavy approach on testing, has a heavy focus on vaccination, is the right approach. We have to make sure that we're keeping our employees and our customers as safe as possible. And so we believe that this approach with these dates are achievable, they're widely understood, and they're backed by science and the health experts.
Sarah, to some of those points you were just mentioning, we certainly know that other states have been open for a while. Use Florida just as an example. Do you see that as a direct kind of catch-up game for your office now?
We're looking at what everybody else around the country is doing. When we look at some of the states that have fully reopened, you also have to remember that those are much more southern states that have much warmer weather, right? So they can operate outside much more easily year round. What we saw here in the United States, in Rhode Island, was that we had people really expand our outdoor dining season into the fall and winter months, much more than what we usually do. But we're looking at widespread reopenings across the rest of the country right now, and we think that Rhode Island is keeping pace, not just with what other states are doing, but also our neighboring states. We lean very heavily on our counterparts in Massachusetts and Connecticut to share information about what's working there, what's not working there, and to make sure that for the most part, we're keeping relatively in line with what they're doing. It's hard when we have vastly different rules in Connecticut and Massachusetts because that's really who our direct competitors are, particularly in the event space.
Thursday of this week, you have a meeting scheduled, a Zoom meeting, of course, right now with Speaker Shekarchi. Anything specific that you're looking to get in front of him that at this point in the game you know you need to get in front of the State House?
We have probably one of the largest legislative portfolios out there. Just the very nature of our industry means that we talk on a variety of issues, whether it's alcohol. We're really pushing alcohol to go to make that a more permanent feature here in Rhode Island. We're looking at regulating things like third-party delivery companies. And obviously, a major focus for us is the recovery of our industry, and that includes ensuring that the PPP tax is not the PPP loans are not taxed.
And Sarah, we've been reporting on hiring issues that many businesses are facing. And I know there's some legislation aiming to get people off unemployment and back in the workforce, or allow them to collect some unemployment and raise that threshold. What proposals does the Hospitality Association support and think will work on that front?
We have been working with DLT since early March on a solution to the unemployment issues facing not just our industry, but every business that you talk to in the state of Rhode Island and nationally. So the big thing that we're pushing right now is to get DLT to reinstate the work search requirement, which it looks like they're going to be doing in the next week or so. That will require people that are collecting unemployment to actually search for work. But the legislative solution is a proposal that we put together in concert with DLT that will incentivize people to go back to work by allowing them to still collect that additional $300 from the federal government in that UI stimulus fund, while also working more hours and making more money.
Curious, as we start to look at the rest of this year into next year, where your mind is in terms of a marketing strategy. Considering some people may have concerns about traveling, is there more of a focus on keep local people here spending money, a staycation, or trying to get the draw from out-of-staters?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, our major marketing plan right now is focusing on consumer confidence. What we've really done over the last year is bring the things that we've always done in our industry, frequent hand washing, enhanced hygiene, and putting it out into the open so that the public is really seeing it. So we're focusing on making sure that everybody, regardless of where they're coming from, know that Rhode Island restaurants and Rhode Island hotels are safe and complying with all of the relevant health and safety requirements that that they have to follow. But we're also looking at who we're marketing to. Rhode Island relies on on people that what we call are within a tank full of gas away. So we know that we get a lot of our tourists just naturally, even pre-COVID, from people that are within a 2 to 3 to 4 hour drive. So we want to make sure that those people are still coming here, but we also want to expand that a little bit, where maybe people from the middle of the country might have gone somewhere else. We're saying, hey, come to Rhode Island in the summer. Not only do we have great beaches and the best restaurants and fun things to do, but we're also a very safe state when it comes to COVID compliance.
Sarah Bratko with the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. We appreciate your time at 4 today.
Thank you so much.